Getting nervous now because normally it's weird because normally I like being in that seat. Came to United 2 very broken, very misunderstood. All my days I am having a palpitation here. And Ab's like, I can't believe like you tried to hurt yourself, having autism, ADHD, becoming the first ever graduate at UA92. Liv Riley. I said, oh, she's loved my life. Security guard was outside my room. And Liv, one day you'll marry Liv. Joke, Liv, I'm joking. I am waffling on, guys. I've been through a heartbreak. Liv, joke. Like working with Liv, like we're just really, really good friends. And I never had like girlfriend, like, not girlfriend, Liv, don't get that out there. Going to A&E, going to hospital. And it was a cry for help. I think the police found my phone. UA92, you're not a number, you're a person. I text her and I just said, Liv, will you marry me? And she goes, no. Inappropriate. Yes, guys, it's me, Abs, brand new host. Well, not host, shit. Do I get Okay, 1, 2. Yes, guys, it is me, Abs, and guess what? I'm at Value Exchange podcast. I'm about episode 18 with Jordan, and I am buzzing to be here today, talking about all about mental health, my journey, and how far I've come, and what I'm doing here today. So I'm excited. So let's get ready. I got me water.
Let's jump into that. So we thought we'd do something different today. I'll let Abs intro the episode. I think you're going to have to come back and do the intros because
I'll do it.
I can't compete with that energy.
Let me know anytime. I'll do it for you.
Okay, perfect. Welcome to the podcast.
I'm buzzing to be here. I'm so excited to be here. I was saying obviously off camera before, I'm buzzing to be here. I'm so excited with just set up and everything, and like you're smashing it, and I can't wait to be on it.
I appreciate that. You've complimented it quite a few times, and it makes me feel good.
And I saw the TikToks as well, and I loved them. I followed straight away, and I liked it.
Love it. So you've been on 2 podcasts so far.
Yeah, so I've been on like Make Life Kind and Unbottled, but I've been on quite a few other ones. I am so sorry if oh no, actually I've been on another one with the BACP, which was an online one, speaking about like my journey with like mental health and counselling, and it was good. I loved it.
Okay, so is that what we're going to jump? Normally I do my research, but I didn't know if you'd been on any podcasts, so this is a bit of a failure on my part.
No, it's not a failure. It's good. I think I didn't really like. I don't know. It's not a failure on your part. I think it's just fun. I'm buzzing being I'm not being on one for a whole year.
Okay.
So that's not a failure.
So we got some new content.
Some
exclusives for this
podcast.
Yeah,
exclusives. Liv, if you're watching, exclusive.
Love it. Love the energy. Where do we start then?
Anywhere. I get nervous now because normally it's weird because normally I like being in that seat, but this time it's good to get like things out of me.
Okay. So, Abs. Who is Abs?
Abs is someone who is, I think, not misunderstood. I think someone who's fun, a bit like happy, and sees the world as like carefree, basically. Like I'm very like much more authentic self. That wasn't the case a couple of years ago, and I felt like a couple of years ago I was much more, believe it or not, withdrawn, not happy as much, and didn't see the world as a positive place, and didn't see me as a positive like man growing up in this world. I felt like low self-esteem. And then something just clicked when I had a lot of support at UA92, which really supported me so much. But yeah, so I think now Abs is like confident, happy, very much a go-getter, and someone who just like sees the life as like one big animated world where I'm always happy. And I try to be like happy. And sometimes people expect me to be a bit sad. Well, sometimes people say, Abs, you're not sad. Sometimes I am sad, don't get me wrong, and I do show it. But when I'm quiet, people go, Abs, what's up? You're not happy. When I'm happy, Abs, what's up? So either way, I can't win, but I think I'm happy now.
You're happy?
I think.
Okay.
No, I am.
Okay, so you mentioned like a couple of years ago that wasn't the case. So you maybe didn't used to be positive, or you used to be in a bad place, or whatever that might be. Where did that start? Did that start from when you was younger?
Yeah, I think it started from when I was younger. I think as a kid, I was really like a happy kid, and I think something just like changed in me where I was very anxious all the time, had like a funny feeling in my stomach, and no one knew what it was up. And I think I struggled a lot with like just self-esteem, trying to fit in and being my authentic self. And I felt like as a young male, or as a young person anyway, growing up, I felt like the world was against you. Like obviously I had a good upbringing, like my mum and dad and everyone, but I felt like school was tough. I felt like a lot of things were tough growing up, like mentally. And I feel like a lot of challenges came my way, and I was like, oh my days, what is happening to me? Like the world is against me. And I tried to put on a facade and like, yeah. But then it all came crumbling down, and I felt like sometimes as a young person, like not seeing no other way out, whether to like hurt yourself or self-destruct, where to the point where you're not happy and you're hurting yourself and you just don't want to, sadly, like be here no more. And I feel like looking back as a little kid, Like having anxiety was one of the worst things for me. And I still get it, don't get me wrong. I still have those thoughts. I still have that massive feeling in my stomach where it's knots and I'm overthinking, over worrying. And I felt like high school didn't really prepare me for the mental health challenges that came my way. I thought I was like this kid who was like quite happy to suddenly being like quite sad, anxious, worried, and struggling a lot, like mentally, like upset quite a lot.
So you went through this difficult period in high school. How was high school for you?
I think believe it, I hated it. I had to put I hated it. I think like having autism, ADHD, getting diagnosed later on in my teen years, later on in the teen years, I felt like high school wasn't equipped for people like me. Like I felt like I didn't really like the structure, and I didn't really like the routine of like English, math, science, PE, geography, sociology. Like it's like regimented, and like it felt like a closed environment for me where I was like conformed to say yes, miss, yes, sir, yes, and I was like, sorry, like. So I used to get like told off a lot for talking a lot, so, like in class, and like walking out and getting upset easily, and if something didn't like go my way, I would get really, really, really upset and like walk out. And I feel like, believe it or not, school was like tough for me. And people say, sometimes people get a bit surprised, like, yeah, I hate school. And school really was like the catalyst of a lot more problems to come. Because they all cared about, when I was in year 7, I started year 7 2 months later than everyone else, just because for other factors and reasons. I remember I started in 5 weeks. I started in like near Halloween time. I can remember I literally started near the week before Halloween, week before the school term, whatever. And that was hard as it is. I'm like this new kid who's starting a bit late than everyone else. Like, all eyes on me, bloody hell. So, and I struggled to like just communicate with people. Sometimes I would snap, sometimes I'd be quiet, but do my own thing. But if anyone interrupted that like bubble that I was in, I would get really upset.
And teachers were kind of ill-equipped to deal with.
Yeah, definitely teachers were ill-equipped. I'm not gonna lie, I did have a couple of nice teachers, like RE teacher Miss Nazir. She was like
shout them out.
Miss Nazir. I haven't seen you for like years. So she was really, really good. She was an RE teacher, and other teachers were really, really good. I'm not gonna lie, 43 of them were really nice to me and really cared. And I felt like some of them were really nice. However, I felt like it's just not equipped enough to deal with people who may have like anxiety, may have like additional needs, and maybe labelled like I remember in school reports actually it was inadequate. I'm not forget that I wasn't bothered anyway. But some teachers were really, really nice. Some teachers weren't so nice, and it's about why become a teacher if you're not nice. Does that make sense? Like you're gonna go home shouting at me, but I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna be all right, but you're gonna think about it. And like you're coming to school shouting and raising your voice. I'm like, and that's the thing for me. When people used to shout at me in school, I'm not sure if it was for you. I used to laugh because it was a nervous thing. I'm laughing because you're shouting at me and I'm really uncomfortable. So I'm laughing my head off, really loud, uncomfortable, to the point where I get sent home. But I think, and that's when I started to like, in year 9, I hurt myself in year 9. And I think nothing happened from it. And then in year 11, I did. And then teaching didn't tell my parents. I thought, I ain't going to tell them. If they don't care, like I said, I was going to hurt myself. And no one really listened or cared in school. I thought, I'm not going to bring it back home and tell them because there's other things going on. So I felt just to bottle it all up really and like keep it to myself. And the more I kept it to myself, the more I masked being okay to some people. Like, yeah, I'm fine. But deep down I wasn't. And I was broken. Let me know if I'm waffling on. But I was like broken, and this vulnerable person who was just waiting for someone to believe in them or give them an opportunity or a chance. And I felt like those 5 years were like wasted. I thought they were wasted. I generally feel like still to this day like they were wasted. And I said, if I ever have kids in the future, I'll probably homeschool them or take them to do what they want to do what kids want to do, like be kids, do this, like not conform them to like the regimented. I'm not gonna lie, some schools maybe good, don't get me wrong, but I don't regimented ways of English, math, science, like uniform, tie up, like shirt up, and like I don't think. They say they're getting us equipped for the job world, but I don't think they are. They're getting equipped for their world and how they want to see us. And they care about like Ofsted and how good they look to the public rather than what's really going on inside.
So Inadequate. That's what you was kind of labelled.
On my report, on the school report, I'm not gonna lie, on the school report it said inadequate. That was like year 9, and I wasn't really bothered. For me, I wasn't really bothered. I wasn't really bothered because I knew like I wasn't, and I knew it wasn't. But I think times have obviously changed. However, I do feel like in my later years, like my later teen years, early 20s, like having autism, ADHD, and I think actually going back to year 9, I remember like in year 9. I didn't really realize I had tics. I was making noises, making swear words, and I didn't realize what it was. And this teacher, like Miss Baker, was like, an art teacher. She was like, she was covering. Do you know when she was covering a science lesson? And I'm like, oh my days, I can't be asked with her. She's like doing my nutting. She actually was. So I was like, oh, we got her. So I thought I'm gonna be a bit dismissive and a bit abrupt, just because I don't really get along with her. Because I remember last time. In fact, here's a story. So it was a break time. I was on the window. When you're student, you chill outside on the window. She goes, get away from the window, you pillock. But I thought pillock meant something else because someone told me, I said, no, you're the something. I said, I swore at her. And then, like, well, you calling a pillock first? Because pillock, I don't know what pillock meant. It's a silly, it means like an idiot, basically. But it's the tone that she said it in. And I think, like, and then it escalated. Then I had a negative impression of her. I thought, I don't like her no more, the way he spoke to me. But I feel like mental health in schools or as a young person, people see me as, like, maybe a joke or failure or nothing, not going to amount to anything. I thought, you know what, I'm going to I'm going to maybe prove you wrong, or maybe believe that I am like struggling mentally and I maybe like a failure. I may not be here in years to come. So I thought, you know what, when I left high school, I think it got a lot worse. And I think it got a lot worse for mental, or just a Man United update, sorry.
What's the update?
What did it say now? It just said, young keeper. It's loading. What did it say now? Oh, Harrison secures move. Young keeper secures move. Goalkeeper Ellen Harrison has joined Shrewsbury Town for League Two. He's like under 21s. Right, ignore me. Sorry, guys. I don't know why I've got United turned on. I put my phone there. But yeah. Yeah. I forgot what I was saying. That distracted me.
It's fine. So, obviously, you had mental health challenges in school as well as being, you know, undiagnosed ASD, ADHD. You mentioned anxiety. Was there any other mental health?
Yeah, so like in years to come, obviously I'll talk about it a bit more later on, like panic disorder and like bipolar disorder, and I feel like, and having tics, like, which is a form of Tourette's, which I didn't realise I had. I just realised I couldn't control making sounds and movements, and just like randomly as a kid, like putting fingers up, and like people come to my mum saying he's swearing at us. I'm just like doing the V's, fingers. I'm like, I can't control it. I can't help it. Like, it's just not in me. And I feel like, so fast forward, so college I struggled. I didn't really see much support there as well, and I felt still anxious. I was in and out of, to be fair, I think your GP straight away when you're like 16, they give you like sertraline and that's it. And I'm like, well, what's that going to do to me? And like self-help letters. And I'm like, bloody hell, that is just like, I don't get it. Like in school, doing me like counselling and everything, and just talk about like, why am I getting upset? How can I not get upset in class? I'm like, that's not a thing. But I remember in primary school, I'm jumping ahead. I go on a tangent, guys. I had an educational psychologist in primary school. No one really picked it up in high school or college. And I was like, it's a bit weird that as me, the whole class who had an educational psychologist, and I didn't know what it was. But funny enough, I recognised this lady. I go, yeah, are you that woman from my primary school? She, yeah. I said, oh my days, I recognised you, because she had like Nanny McPhee, but in a nice way. Like nice, she was nice and caring, and like not Nanny McPhee. Oh my days, she was like, oh my gosh, not Nanny McPhee. Poppins, Mary Poppins. Okay. So she was like Mary Poppins, like look and everything. Not Nanny McPhee. That's really bad. That Nanny McPhee's with the teeth in it. No, she was nice. And Nanny McPhee was nice though, wasn't she? I don't really know. But anyway, yeah. But I think having autism, ADHD, bipolar tics, anxiety, panic disorder, world comes at you fast. And I feel like going through mental health services and stages, it was hard. And I kept on feeling like a failure. And I ain't gonna lie, some days I couldn't see no way out, and I had thoughts and act on it, and going to A&E, going to hospital, and seeing like it was a cry for help. And I remember sometimes they do care, but I think sometimes they're overstretched and they're not really asked, really. And it's hard. And I felt like, oh my days, I actually am not going to be here one day. I actually am not going to be here one day. And I was ready for it. I was prepared for it. And I said, that's okay, because I'll be fine. I won't be here. I'll be okay. I'll be pain-free, which is quite sad. But I felt like life has mysterious ways of coming at you in a positive way, where there's something in a niggle in the back of my head saying, but you can still do it. You still can like achieve it or whatever. But I always knew, like, this is a bit weird. I always knew as a kid, like, I was very different. I was very gifted. But I didn't really see it till years to come. But I always knew I was a bit special in a positive way. And I always knew I was, like, different to every single person I've ever met. And I realised that's a positive thing, one, because most people are like, can be carbon copies of each other. And two, I know I can light up a room, but it's about not caring what other people think. And I feel like that's when not my mindset started to change. I think I was very just couldn't be arsed life and like whatever, like struggling to get up, doing things, being motivated, doing anything constructive and snapping and like just a version of it that you can't believe. Like sometimes I look back and say, bloody hell, I can't believe, like, as a young person, as a little kid, anxious, worried, panicking, like, looking in the mirror, crying, to trying to be, like, more positive. And I felt like my life up until 2019 was a massive, like, struggle, a lot of issues, a lot of unresolved issues, a lot of baggage. And I realised, like, I tried new things and I really struggled with changing like things that I wanted to do in my life, to becoming like I don't know. I find it just life works in different ways. To finding myself in like 2019, to having all the setbacks in my life from the very young age level. Like, if you look at me, like obviously my parents did support me and like looked after me, but you don't want to tell them your problems, and that's true. Like, but for me, I wanted to break from the cycle of struggling and trying to do things that make me more happier and waking up with more gratitude, doing more things. But it was a long process to really like finding myself again and struggling. And I feel like mental health services are really like overstretched, and me going in there saying like I'm struggling, and sometimes they're like, but you seem okay. That's what I mean, like, you seem okay. And I remember when I was in, I'll talk about it after actually, but I remember I was in hospital one time. I was really, really struggling. In fact, yeah. And then the nurse said to me, I don't want to fill out a coroner's report for you. And I'm like, I didn't get it at the time. I was really ill. And then when I got better, I said, oh, bloody hell, that's what he meant. Like, she's a bit cheeky. But I felt like everything happens for a reason. And I felt like I found like solace in like, and tried to find happiness in like from 2019 onwards. But I feel like mental health is always been a part of me, always will be a part of me. But yeah, sorry, I'm waffling on. I'm not letting you talk.
Don't apologise. This is literally what you're here for. I want to hear your story and I want to know more about you. So the more you talk, the better.
Cheers.
So again, I'm going to rewind a little bit. What did you need in school? Because obviously we said that they're ill-equipped to cope with it. They've got so much things going on to manage. How could have they supported you better during that time?
I think school could have supported me by believing in me and listening to me, not saying like, oh, making it up. Because I remember in primary school, we had some teacher called Miss Tynan. She was like the trunchboard of the school canteen. Like, she was scary, mean. And I thought, oh my days, she's a bully. I remember I was ill and she goes, you're pulling your leg. I haven't hurt my leg, but I didn't know what pulling your leg meant. Obviously means you're lying. I said, no, actually, I think believe in that young person. Don't dismissing him. Like, believe. That's why I cry for help. Like, support them. Don't just always send an email to your mum, or we'll send a text to your mum, or we'll speak to someone. Don't do that. Like, believe in that person. Act on it fast. Have that one-to-one support with the person. I had someone sat with me in class once or twice, and it's a bit like, obviously, that I need support, but make it more discreet and like support people. But sorry, I got a burp. I had too much water, and I had a juice before. Believing people. I remind you to have your water. Believing in that young person and support them. and have a planning in place. Because not gonna lie, someone who's neurodiverse or mental health can come in really happy, and the mood can change. Like the mood can change. Like I can go to school one day really happy, come home really angry, and mask it all day. So believe in that young person, support them, and just be their friend. Be relatable. Like if you're into the same things, like be relatable. Like yes, you may be a teacher, but behind that label, behind the title, you're a normal person. And I felt like just listening and being empathetic and caring and have a plan in place, like a support plan in place in that this person neurodiverse, maybe have some fidget spinners, headphones, maybe walk around the classroom for a bit. Like in school, I'm not sure if it was for you, like you had to ask to go to the toilet. Did you have to ask to go to the toilet? Why do you have to ask to go to the toilet? I remember one time actually, I'm going on a tangent. The teacher goes, I go, I need to go to the toilet. She goes, no. I said, why? Because I was a bit rude yesterday. I said, it's a bit weird. I said, okay then. So this is a bit grim, guys. What I did was, obviously, I needed tissue for my nose. I just like wiped it on the chair. I said, right, okay. It's on the chair now because obviously you said I can't go to the toilet. And then that's when I said, well, I said, that wouldn't have happened, obviously, if you didn't let me go to the toilet. It's obvious. And I said, that's the root problem. Like, you refused me to get tissue. Literally, 60, literally from there to there, that was it. And I said, cool then, okay. And I feel like just listening to that person and not arguing with people. I feel like if you raise your voice, you may be trying to intimidate that young person, but they'll always remember like how much you treated them and how much you've been like mean to them. So don't be mean, believe in that person. And if someone's not academically good at maths, like don't point them down in front of everyone. Just speak to them like privately. Say, do you need extra support? Do you need this? And just be that ally. And I feel like for me, like I did have some like mates in school, but I think some of them were just more there for the ride, really, or there for you. Not even there for you, there when you snapped for a reaction from everyone else to see and laugh at you. But I really realised, like, as years go by, like, some people are there just to maybe take the mick out of you and pretend to be your mates, or just there for the thrill and see you get a reaction. And I realised, like, as years went by, I'm still, like, still more the bigger and better person where, although you were mean to me, like when I see them, it's a bit awkward now when I see them, I just walk past them like nothing happened. They try it. It's just weird. But I feel like just believe in that person. Don't be mean and don't pick on someone just because of their circumstances and out their problems in front of the class. Like speak to them privately. I think raising your voice is the worst thing you could do to a young person or anyone, because that's it then. The battle's already lost. You raise your voice. That's it then. There's no resolution behind it. You're just shouting already. The other person's going to shout back, and that's when the conflict is. And don't pin a child down just because of their ability to do the way they work, the way they act. Don't pin them down. Like, be nice, be relatable. There's something more going on rather than you shouting or ringing the mum and the mum coming in. Mum's like, oh my days, again.
Is that an education problem in terms of one, mental health, and two, young people not being diagnosed earlier with neurodiversity?
I think it's an education problem and a government problem. I personally think like education system is already broken, right? We need to change it. We need to make it more things like more adaptable. Like the world's changing. Like make more things like practical. Like exams are outdated. Exams and like SATs and all. My niece just got her SATs results. Said, "Oh my days! Like, I thought they stopped doing like SATs are outdated." Like she was then excited to do SATs. I'm like, bloody hell! Like,
okay, this is what we're gonna do. Abs for President, Prime Minister. How are you going to 5 changes that you could make to the education system right now?
Get rid of GCSEs. No one really asks for them, which is bad. I'm not going to lie. No one asks. People ask for your character and how you act as a person, but demonstrate what you do in the, like, things are taught. Exams and memory tests, things are taught. So teach practical things, like have practical vocational subjects in class, like esports, like content creation, business, things that we need nowadays. Like, I'm not gonna lie, in fact, I was in an Uber here today. I'm like, I don't understand how tax works. I'm like, when I get paid, I don't check my tax slip. But recently I checked, I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, I don't really, so teach tax at a young age, like teach like subjects that we need. And like, have things that I've learned at UA92 too, like financial numeracy, financial literacy, everyday things. And I'll also have like 4-day school day, which is a bit...
So that's number 2.
Yeah, 4-day school day, because Friday can be like vocational day, where you're out in the place doing things that you like doing. I'll also like just make things more accessible, like mental health screening from like the age of 3, like dyslexia, dyspraxia, Free like breakfast in schools. I think that's it. And more holidays, I think, for everyone. Bank holidays.
So that's 4.
Yeah.
One more change.
Oh my days, put me on the spot here. One more change. I think free prescriptions and medical care for everyone. Because they're spenny.
Okay, that's your 5 change.
And then I'll probably do one more actually. You put me on the spot.
People are watching, thinking, should we vote for you or not?
And everyone gets a Man United season ticket. If you,
Damn, I'm not gonna vote.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. So they're the 5.
Yeah, make it more accessible and make it more. In fact, one more actually. Fitness from a young age. Like fitness from a young age. I feel like definitely fitness from a young age. Like getting that positive positive mindset and healthy eating and all that, and showing people yes it can be done, but having that educational support behind it and having teachers with real life experiences, not just because you just like graduating and got a PCGE, yeah, and then you just straight into field. Like have real life experience. Like bring motivational speakers to the school, bring like real life field trips, and have away days and like have centres for those who school is not for them. Like Venture Arts, which is like a learning disabled arts centre, they're like pioneering. Like have if they're not equipped to school, bring them to art centres and like charities which they can thrive in. Like if school environment's not for them, do an alternative setting for that young person. Sorry, I'm waffling on.
No, you're not. I love the energy and the enthusiasm. You're quite passionate about it, clearly. So we've kind of touched on high school there. Where do we go from high school?
Oh my days. So I went to college. I absolutely I liked and I hated it because it's my own thing. But then I really struggled. Like just I think mental health again came into it. I was anxious, very struggling, and very much more aware of like, oh my days, I'm not in that bubble now. I'm not prepared. Like I'm in some new world. I really struggled, anxious. Where your other peers are thriving, I was like, oh my days, I'm slacking. I was like a snail. I was like what's slower at? What's that thing called? The snail and is it the snail and the rabbit? I don't know what the thing is. But anyway, but that like I felt like I was very behind everyone else, like academically, like mentally, like socially, and I was not happy. And I feel like growing up, it was tough even more to smile and like pretend everything was okay. And I feel like that's when I started to like be more. Think about hurting myself more and like thinking about not wanting to be here, anxious, going to GP, mental health services and try to be positive, but I really struggled. And I just went about it, struggled. Not real support there really. They only cared about if you didn't turn up, attendance, that's all they cared about.
What were your experiences with the mental health services up until college? One
in, one out, quick scene. I think they didn't really like, they were busy, overstretched. And I think they were hearing that this, I think sometimes, unless you act on it, I heard you say, well, they won't really take you seriously. But I feel like, to be fair, I found it okay-ish, because some of them really listen to me, some of them really care, like give me like some coping mechanisms, some support that I've learned, like hypothetical situations, is this going to really happen to you? If it happens to you, what's the likely worst likely outcome? And as a kid, I was very scared of like, I think having autism, I like my routine. I used to like have my things close to me and next to me. And if I lose my phone, or ironically, if I lose my glasses, like I couldn't see it. Say I put my glasses there and I couldn't see it for like 30 minutes, I'm getting panicking, I'm getting mad, but I'm blaming everyone else around me. If I lose my bag or lose my keys, like I get frustrated and break something. And like, I feel like it's not the end of the world. And I realised, yeah, it's not the end of the world. Like if you lose your keys, well, it is actually. It actually is for me. I think if you lose your keys, I think it is for me. I'm panicking. I've lost everything. But I felt like it was okay, but it was like they don't really, because you go through like adolescences. They're like, oh, it's only like adolescences. You go out of it, it's hormones. You go out of it, you're just a grumpy. I'm like, okay, we'll see. It was hard. All my days, it was difficult, and I felt like I left not knowing who I was. Like 10 years back. Not not 10, 5 years. Like I went back 10 years, if that makes sense. Like I went back to like not knowing who I was again. Like I thought college would be a fresh start, but it wasn't. So it's like being out of high school over again, like trouble, trying to fit in. And I was very quiet, reserved. Believe it or not, I was very quiet and reserved. But I only spoke to people who I liked and joked with. But no, I won't speak to that. I won't speak to you or other people, believe it or not. And then I was like, oh my days, like I am shambles, I'm broken. I left college. I didn't go to uni straight away. I went for a bit of work, and I struggled like in the environment. Like I was like, oh my days, this is hard. This is tough. I remember actually, I was on a work trial at Starbucks. Worst thing ever. Oh my days, they put me on ice bucket duty. I was like going up and down them stairs. They say I ain't cut out for this. I'm panicking. I'm sweating. I thought, no, I can't do it. And I realized, and that's when I realized like it was autism, ADHD. I'm getting frustrated and panicking and like just like all my days like it's too many things going on. Like I'm like that's not for me. And I realized that wasn't for me. And then I tried dabbling in other things, and I realized nah, ain't for me. And then I tried uni once. Go on.
What made you try university? So up to college, you've had pretty much a terrible experience.
Everyone else was going. I thought, bloody hell, let me just try something new and see if I want to get into it. Yeah. It was okay. Don't get me wrong. But then I left halfway through because I was like, oh my days, this is a little bit boring. And then I left after 2 years actually. And then I took a year out or two just to focus on like work. And then one day I was walking past like a campus in Old Trafford. I was really anxious and mental health bad anyway. I thought, what the hell is this building? Like, it's like UA92, University of 92. Like, it was in my face constantly, like branding online, Twitter, X. TikTok wasn't a thing then, but it was on like Instagram a lot, and it was on X a lot. I thought, what the hell? And I kept walking past it, so I was a sign saying, try. I said, I ain't trying that again. But all my days, it was a brand new university. It opened in 2019. So set up by the class of 92. Do you want to name him?
Do I want to name him? No, do you want to name him?
Yeah, go on. Ryan Giggs, from the spot here. So Gary Neville, Phil Neville, Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt, and Phil Neville. So the five set up UA92. So it's a brand new university in partnership with Lancaster University. I thought, what the hell is this? It's a brand new uni. I thought, it's in my face actually quite a lot. Let me see what it is. I was broken. I was struggling. And I was like, I'm going to give it a go. So I applied for it. What's the worst that could happen? And I had an interview. Oh my days. They rang me. I'm like, oh my days. Shit, like proper like scared. I went to an open day. I'm not gonna lie. I remember my open day like this. My nose is running. I'm like my nose is running. I look a bit of a mess. Very awkward. And then I remember I met Stacey Anderson. She is like great. So I met her on the phone first, and I met her at Hotel Football. And then we went for a tour of the union. It was an empty building. I thought, what the hell is this? I thought it was a scam. No, not a scam. I actually thought it was. I knew it was a real university. I thought, it's not open yet. Is it not ready yet? But it was ready for September. And I thought, cool, it's ready for September. I applied. Oh my days. On my first day, in fact, before my first day, I knew it was a real university, but I didn't realize it would be ready soon. And I didn't realize how small it will be. And I thought, okay, cool. And one of the things that drew me to it was the smaller class sizes, and you learn one module at a time, and you learn every 6 weeks, and you're either a morning student or afternoon. I'm like, this is sick. Like, it's like structured for me. I like it. But it's back in the education system. I'm like, oh my days. I went for it, and on the very first, like, before I started that, they supported me on my mental health. Like, I spoke to them about ADHD, autism, and my tics. And then they really give me a plan. Okay, AHP, and they supported me before I started. And I remember I went my first day. Oh my days. It felt like high school. I refused to go in the classroom for every single student. I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm panicking. I'm flapping. I had real anxiety. I was like, I couldn't breathe. I actually couldn't breathe. Like I felt the room was closing in. And then Steph from Wellbeing sat with me. I thought it's like high school again. Like, oh my days. Everyone's watching me. So I put my head down, right? I was cooked. So if you see that, all eyes will be on me then. I made it even worse. I'm like that. And I started ticking. And one of my tics at the time used to be pigeon. And like really weird, like pigeon, I make the noise, and like, oh my God, everyone's looking at me. I got over that first day, so I ain't coming back. But I did. And something made me come back, and I feel like I started to like believe in myself. But then week 4, 5, unfortunately, I had a really bad episode. Trigger warning, guys. I was really broken, and I went on, I think I did a video message for everyone, friends that I know, I liked. I said, I'm not going to be here on my bike. I'm gone. Like, I can't cope anymore. I'm physically like broken. I can't cope. So I sent a message. I ran to like a random train station in Manchester. Got a random train. It was like to Leeds and then Derby. Got to 2 different random trains. And then one of my friends actually, I think the police found my phone. Like, I don't know how they found signal, satellite, whatever. And put back. That's how they just put back in the train. That was it. And I remember the next day I went to uni. Told them Steph sat with me in A&E. And I was like, what the hell? Like, why do you believe in me before I go away? Like, but they really cared. And that's when the penny dropped. Like, this place is sick, this place is good, and I started to become my authentic self. Like, I came to U92 very broken, very misunderstood, studied journalism, and very like not wanted to be here, low confidence, wasn't this like happy go lucky man where I love meeting people, love talking to people. It was the opposite actually. And U92 really like believed in me. And I think by week 6, no one could really shut me up. Like I met loads of people. Like in fact, I remember my first week 6. So I was studying journalism, and then we got mixed up with sports science and like PM. Like, oh my gosh, I got a brand new table. I don't know who the hell are these people are. Just as I was about to become confident, it's like, oh, about to like, and then on my table was like John Bashi, and like he was a sports science student. I thought, oh my, I have nothing like. And then I think Mark McCoy was sat behind us, and all I heard was like this person just like quiet but chatting, and like this person who's like just like asking people what they do and everything, and then that's when they start to become friends and like come out of my comfort zone. And I feel like still to this day like they really helped me come out of my comfort zone, and I feel like meeting them, like I'm glad they mixed us up in that session because you get to meet new people and everything. And it's like so we learned about the 92 program, which is about like character building, confidence building, perseverance. And that's when I started to find myself again. And in fact, I went to John's football game that second week when I met him. So I went to his football game. At the time, he was playing for Staley Bridge. And I went there, and his mum goes, are you Abbas? I said, yeah, I got the training, but I got lost. Oh, my days. And then it was going, and I started to find myself again. And I feel like in my class, in journalism, there's one like particular person, like, everyone was really great to me in class, but I struggled. Don't get me wrong, I struggled in class. Like, obviously, not going to get along with many people. But in my class, like, journalism and media got mixed up. And there's one person, like Millie Waller. Oh, my days. Millie Waller was the one who said, Abs, come on, it's okay. Like, you're getting worked up. It's okay. She didn't really judge me from day one, actually, because she really believed in me. And she was like, no, Abs, it's okay. I know you struggle like ADHD, autism. I know you struggle like your mental health, but don't get a reaction. Don't do that. Stop it, Abs. In the most endearing and positive way. Because, I'm no angel. Don't get me wrong, guys. I get wound up and I react. I think sometimes someone did wind me up and I reacted, and Millie goes, no, don't, Abs. I think Millie really believed in me in media and journalism. She's a really good friend to this day. John Bache, Regan, Taryn, like the list goes on. I really found myself at UA92, and I feel like I started to see the belief I had as a younger person like came back to me, like that person who I know, like as I said, I'm gifted. I can light up a room. I love meeting people. I love supporting people, and I felt like UA92 really believed in me. Like we had Izzy Panton who really believed in me, Stacey Anderson, Karen, like I can say loads of names. Like really believed in me, and I feel like going there made me believe that I wasn't broken. Life is worth living. If you're struggling, like you can speak out. Like I could not say boo to a goose a couple of years ago, and now I'm like thriving, doing good. And I look back at my younger self, and then in fact, yeah. But then 2021, I had another setback. It was like lockdown. I had another setback. I was really like ill. I was waking up at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, like still going out my whole day, not tired, not energy, full of energy. And I came burnout, and I had to go back to A&E. An ambulance found me actually. So I rang some mental health service, and ambulance found me in some centre. Took me to MRI. All my days waiting in the A&E, it was tough. It was like, in fact, I remember actually because I got the video on my phone still. So some security guard was outside my room, and I had to tell him, "Listen, I'm going to the toilet." Right, this guy was following me to the toilet. I said, "I can outrun you easy. I ain't gonna lie." I go, "You may restrain me and put me in the floor, but I can run. By looking at you, I can run faster than you." He still went to the toilet with me. So I'm like, I ain't making a scene. And then they'll give me like food. So I got a Deliveroo. I think I got a takeaway, Mackey's or something. And the guy followed me outside. I said, I ain't going to run. So if I can run fast. I said, I even leave my phone. No, I didn't leave my phone. I left my shoes there. And I wore like whatever they give me. But about the environment. And if it wasn't for like, so I went to A&E. They're going to put me in hospital, but they didn't. So they put me as a home-based treatment team, which is like going in every other day. And one doctor, Dr. Mello, we're still friends to this day, actually. So he's got tics, and he realised, he's got really bad tics, and he goes, you got bipolar as well. I said, oh my days. I said, I have that. Forget that. You see the misconceptions by it. And then I was a bit broken by then again, but I started to realise, like, it's okay, not the end of the world. Spoke to UA92, had a month out. And that's one of the good things about UA92 is if you went to your uni, obviously, if you missed one block, you have to start the whole year again. UA92, you don't. I missed one block. I started a month later, then 6 weeks later than everyone else. So I was still caught up with my peers. I had 6 weeks extra. They really believed in me, and I started to find my voice again, like speaking to people, started to champion like my own mental health, what other people mental health within the uni, like making sure others access like the wellbeing service. I learned a lot about myself. There was confidence, things that I'm good at, things that I'm not so good at. and what I could work on. And I feel like UA92 genuinely like is for me like my thing that saved me really, like, and helped me so much. And I feel like I look back at my younger self saying, Abs, like, I can't believe like you've tried to hurt yourself, you tried to think bad. And don't get me wrong, some days I do get frustrated and I do get anxious and I do get worried, but sometimes I do speak about it to people or I write it down, and I've learned not to take things seriously. And one thing that Izzy, like Paddington, told me, it's a them problem, not a you problem. I'm like, yeah, it's true. Like, I know I'm my authentic self. I know, like, I'm Abs. I know I'm like different to like every single person. I know, like, I may have higher energies than others, but I know it comes from a nice place, and I know it comes from an endearing place, and I love seeing people thrive. And I feel like with going back to UA92, they really like genuinely like just supported me, and I never felt like an education provider will do that.
How do you feel
Guys,
now?
H2O. What that is.
How do you feel now telling that story of the challenges that you faced, not wanting to be a, and then overcoming it?
How do I feel now?
Telling that story.
I get a bit emotional, don't get me wrong, because sometimes, like, oh my days, like, I can't believe, like, if I did hurt myself, I would have missed, I wouldn't have been here today, like, to tell, like, my journey through very bad, like, mental health to, like, on the opposite side of it, where I'm happy, thriving, I don't know, happy, but grateful that I'm still here, and grateful for how much I persevered and became more resilient with the belief of, yes, some people may not take to you, or some people may not get you, or some mental health services may let you down, but you've still like got that, I think, belief in yourself. On the Uber here today, I was thinking about it today, saying like, I know like I've changed my life for the better and I improved it, but how much more like can like you be more self-improvement do I need? And like, I would never, guys, me and running were never, I'm coming to running as well. Me and sports, I hated PE as a kid because the teachers weren't as active, let's just say that. They pretended they were, but they wasn't. And
I hope none of your teachers watch this episode.
no, it said, because some teachers pretend they're active and they care about you, don't they? Whereas they only care about the athletic ones the most. Does that make sense? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. But now I started running in lockdown and I stopped because I thought, oh my days, this is hard. I didn't know what running shoes I needed. My gait. I'm going on a tangent. Yeah, I go on tangents. Does that make sense? All right. Of course. Nothing structured with me. So yeah. So UA92, looking at my journey was good. And then I started running. No, in fact, actually, let's pick back to UA92 and then go to running. So UA92. So then I found myself, obviously, I got loads of support. Started to become...
What did that support mean to you?
The best.
You know, when Steph was sat in A&E and...
They cared, and I feel like that's when the penny dropped. Like, they really care. They really believe in your mental health. Like, your mental health comes before everything. And you go to any university, I think in UA92, you're not a number. You're a person. They know you as Abs, Jordan, Stacey, Karim, John Bashi, Millie, Taryn, Regan. They know you as a person. I'm like, they actually care. They actually know you as a person. And as we were the first ever cohort of UA92, so we were the first ever students. That's a brand new university. I'm like, fresh start. So I thought, that's when I started struggling a lot more. And then I started to find my voice again. I started to be like more student ambassador for some content work for UA92. Started to believe in myself, find myself. And then second year come. And then that's when I met the new first years and I got to speak to more people and doing loads more different great things. Like, and I remember in uni, I was talking more about events and everything, and like my confidence grew, my public speaking grew. And then graduation came. Oh my days, I was really sad it was ending. So I had 3 years of my perfect time. Like, I learned so much about myself, made some great memories, made some great friends.
What was your favourite memory from UA92?
Oh my days. Can I say a couple? Oh no, one.
You can, of course, you can
All
say
right.
as many as you want, but
I feel like meeting Millie, Bashi, Taryn, Regan. Sorry if I missed anyone else. And like meeting other students, seeing like myself grow. Speaking at graduation was a pinch me moment. Oh my days. I never thought like back then I would ever speak in public. Speaking at graduation was the highlight. Like, speaking graduation for me was like the pinnacle of like, oh my days, I actually did it. Like, I graduated, and then I spoke. But I kept it a secret. I don't know how. I think I told one. No, I actually kept it a secret. I didn't tell my mum or no one. And I spoke, and it was amazing looking back at your journey. But then becoming in fact, my highlight is as well becoming the first ever graduate at UA92. That's a massive milestone. I've still asked my plaque, and I've asked for I asked for a plaque outside UA92 or a statue of me, but not yet, pending. And like winning the Greatness Unlocked Award. I think like the Greatness Unlocked Award was sponsored by the class of '92, and that's a massive thing for them to like win that award. And I feel like winning that award was to show like my journey from like, it got described as a real caterpillar moment where I was very lost, misunderstood, and I feel like the caterpillar moment is where I started to thrive and spread my wings and find like my self again, and realizing like I was like, you've overcome everything. Like, sorry, cut a bit then. You overcome everything then. Sorry guys, I hope you didn't see that. You overcome everything. I'll get you a new mouse. I'll get you a new muff, a windshield. You overcome everything, and you overcome like obstacles, and that was like a real pinch me moment. And the journey afterwards was great, because when I left UNIT, I worked there. I got a community, so I got a role with Student Futures team, and I got a role with Community Connect on this because I still love being a part of UNIT too. I've grown so much. Like, opportunities have come left, right, and centre. Like, I spoke at the BACP 2024 in front of like 1,000 odd people about neurodiversity and my mental health journey. I got like the Rising Star Award in 2021. Highly commended. Just get that out there. And I feel like UA92 genuinely does help me so much as a person. I've grown so much as a person since life after UA92. Like, I worked there up until February 2025. Wow, a couple of months ago. And I was really, I was crying when I left. It was really emotional because I was like, oh my days, I actually can't believe that the chapter's ended. But it hasn't ended, because I still go back every now and then to see them. It was an amazing chapter that's a part of me, and I'll be Team UA92 in the future, wherever I go. I made some really great workmates as well. I always joke one person called Liv Riley. I say, oh, she's the love of my life. I'm not sure if you've seen it on my story. Oh, she's the love of my life. She's a really, really good friend. But because she said to me, like, her brother's got autism, and she really gets me, and she really understands me. And I feel like working with Liv, it's like we're just really, really good friends. And I never had like some girl, a girlfriend, like, not a girlfriend, Liv, don't get that out there. A girl best mate. Does that make sense? Yeah. A girl that's
a friend, a real friend.
A girl that's a real friend. And I joke around, I say, one day I'm going to marry her. One day I'm going to marry you, Liv. Joke. One day I might. But yeah, and like Lucy Scott really believing in me, and like Izzy, Meacock and all that. But Lucy Scott was like my line manager, supported me, believed in me, and like created me a plan when I was working. And I feel like meeting all these like great, amazing people, like life's changed. And I feel like having ADHD and spontaneous, being spontaneous. I applied for London Marathon as a joke in 2024. Bear in mind, I've never ran like 5K, 2024. And then I got like a charity place as well. Like, oh my days, I got it. I screamed and I had to do it. So then what I did was
do it.
I didn't. Well, yeah, I had to do it. So what I did was, I did it for Mind, and I think like I was a bit cheeky. So I am a go-getter. You don't ask, you don't get. So I was doing my talk, and then during my talk, I said, guys, after my keynote, I was a closing speaker at the BACP, which is the British Association of Counselling and Psychotherapy. So I was speaking about my neurodiverse journey, and I was a closing speaker. I'm like, oh my days, I am having a palpitation here.
Cut. We gotta stop the episode. You're watching this for a reason. I'm guessing it's the guest. If there's someone else you want to see on the podcast, drop the name in the comments below, and we'll make it happen.
Palp. So what I did was I got everyone up in the morning. I said, everyone, let's get up, let's shake. Everyone's had a bit of a food coma. For oh my days, like I break the ice a bit. And then I was thinking about my journey, and I got a bit emotional, and I said to them, by the way, guys, you might even notice a QR code up there, but I'm raising money for like the London Marathon. I got like a lot of donations, and it was good, and that's what spurred me on to do it. I didn't really train for it, which is, I don't recommend that. I thought it'd be easier because the week before I did the Manchester Marathon relay, like 10K, but I had to do 2 because someone pulled us. I thought, oh my days, and I was limping for the whole of the London Marathon. But I wouldn't have done it without the support of Millie and Liv cheering me on. And then I proposed to Liv as a joke, saying, Liv, will you marry me? She goes, get up. Absolutely not. But them to support me really spurred me on. And that's when I got into running. I think I've been running for a year and a half now. I think running for me is escapism. All my days, when I'm having a bad day or clearing my head, like running clears my head. I ain't the fastest, I ain't the slowest, but I still get out there and run. Running really clears my head so much. Like 5Ks, 10Ks. And recently I did like the Manchester Marathon in April. You did it as well, didn't it?
No, I did the
Half. How did you get? I need to speak to you actually. I need to get me a little place. But anyway, I did the Manchester Marathon at half. I did the Manchester Marathon. I loved it. And for me, it wasn't about time. It's about like completing it, and I love completing it. They say the Manchester Marathon is the flattest marathon. Them Alty Hills are not flat. The Altrincham Hills are up and down, up and I'm having a palpitation here. But I still did it, and I love seeing people and the support. And I feel like I had a U92 t-shirt on, showing like the first ever graduate. But I think running really does like clear my head. I'm positive when I'm running. It's escapism. But in fact, this is really random. When I run, I tick a lot after my run because of the adrenaline. And then for the last from like October, November time, I started running with 2 miles deep. Where you see here, this is 2 pints deep. And 2 pints deep, we do a run club called 2 miles deep every Tuesday. So I went for the first time like last year. I was like, oh my days, I am nervous, guys. And they're the nice bunch of lads who really support you. Like it's for women and men. And they really support every Tuesday, 7 p.m. We meet outside Cassiefield Bowl. They're really fun. And I love meeting them and I love seeing them. And they really like, because when you go to a run club, sometimes I get anxious. Because if are they going to get me? Are they not going to get me? And they got me straight away. And like, they really like got me straight away. We're having a laugh. And I came back ever since. And I feel like running's really helped me. I'm not going to lie, having ADHD sometimes, a plan does go all over the place. I mean, like, sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. Like hopefully I'm doing that the Manchester half in October. I'm doing Manchester Marathon again next year. But it is spenny, I ain't going to lie. But
I need more reviews. If you're enjoying this episode, can I ask that you leave a review? It helps us grow and it helps us bring the best conversations and the best guests directly to you. Back to the episode. When did you make that connection between running was good for your mental health? Because you said like it's escapism, it clears your head. Like
when I got the right running shoes as well. One day I decided just to run. I thought, I'm just going to run. I thought I couldn't run. And I can run like, forget my posture on my stance, I'm running. When I run like my arch back, but I'm working on that. But running clears, like I'm running. And it genuinely takes away like the anxious feeling of feeling down and feeling anxious because you run, you let it all out. And sometimes I don't want to stop. I want to run. And I have a route that I go down. So like, I think I like a route. I like running down the canal near Old Trafford. So back under Hotel Football, the canal. So I run straight to Alty sometimes, or to Sale and run back. Or sometimes I stop at the pub afterwards, the bridge in, and have a Coke or a water. I don't drink. And I feel like doing that's good. And I get to like document myself on like online, say, hey, I'm running, guys, I'm running. To show people like running is for everyone. Like no matter what size you are, no matter your ability, no matter how fast, slow you are, you're still getting out there, moving your legs. And I feel like it's helped me so much, like connect with other people. And like, in fact, me and Karim did a Sunday run club when I was at U92. So every Sunday we ran. And then we had a Nero afterwards, or we had like some food afterwards. And that was really good. He really supported me as well. And I feel like running genuinely cleared my head. Some people think like, when I run, I'm not gonna lie, I bring a bag of Percy Pigs with me as well sometimes on my long runs. Because you like Percy Pigs? No, you're healthy. Yeah, he's very healthy. But I'm on a calorie deficit now. But when I used to bring like Perth pigs with me on a run because it's like a little chew. But one day I was choking on it. Oh my days, check this right. So I went for my first solo holiday in October.
Where did you go?
I went Barcelona and Venice for 10 days. And I think like I was anxiety, I was high, I was like worried. And I thought I could never do that. As I said, like U92 was giving me the confidence to do that myself. And I did it. And I was very scared. I'm not going to lie. But the very first day, like, I forgot about everything. But my friend, like, Lucy and that were tracking me, just in case.
Barcelona's amazing.
Yeah, I loved it. All my days. Guess what happened? So I went to Barcelona, touchdown first time. I loved it. Everyone was friendly. Checked into my hotel. And what I did was I brought some, like, M&S shortbread for people, like, when I go away. Like, the hotel guest, the hotel, like, concierge. Here's a little gift, like, from England. And then and then across the road, there's a burger joint. And then I thought I'm going to go there for my first night because it's across the road from the hotel. And then I get to like make friends with like people and I give them a tin. Yeah, so going on holiday by myself, and like, it was a nice treat. And I realised like all those worries and all those things, it was a big treat for myself. Obviously, you've done so good. I loved it. I met great people. But the thing about me sometimes is Now that I found myself, I mean, I'm friends. I get friendly too easily, and sometimes I don't know boundaries. No, I know boundaries, but I don't know like safety. Does that make sense? I think everyone has good intentions, and I'm saying everyone, yeah, I'm staying there. I'm going there tomorrow. I'm going here today. And I remember actually, I went to Bill's brunch. It's the best brunch ever. And then I didn't realize like there's a massive queue. So I'm like, yeah, I'm about to walk into Bill's brunch, and the guy goes, "There's a queue." So I'm so sorry. But then I went back there the next day, and the guy remembered me, and he gave me a free cup, like a present. I said a mug with a smiley face, and then I took it, and I feel like for me. I loved it, and then I went to like try new places, and I went on the cable cars by myself. I met a person from Manchester randomly in the same cable car, which is a bit weird. And then I spoke to random people, and I went to like the Corgi Cafe. I'm scared. By the way, Corgis are a bit rough, and not rough, a bit vicious. I didn't read the sign. It said, "Do not pick up the dogs." So I did. I picked it up and it went. It's like, oh my knees, and nearly bit my finger off. And then I met some. In fact, I remember. I met two Scottish people in Grace, I think she's called. I met her anyway, her birthday. In fact, no, I know her name because I follow her on Strava now as well. And she's really nice actually. So I met her for like 20 minutes, that was it. But what I did was, it was her sister's 21st birthday. And you can edit this bit out, can't you? Right, it wasn't Grace, it was Gail. It's GG. But anyway, it was her sister's 21st birthday, and her sister wanted just like corgi bag, and I said, I'll just get it for her. It's like €3. With that small things that count to people, and like meeting people, like just like each other's stories, but meeting people on holiday was like a good thing. And then I went to like, where else did I go? I went to Venice as well the next time on the plane. I'm not gonna lie, so airports are really hard for me, but I have support. So I wear my lanyard and have support in the airport, and I felt like in Manchester, like having a disability was hidden disability was seen as inconvenience. I felt twice, because when I went to like Venice and that, it was nice. They treat me differently. Like they really support me through the airports. Went to Venice. I really love Venice. I didn't realise how rainy it gets. I thought it would be hot, but it wasn't. It was. But I wore like bags on my shoes. And it was nice meeting random people, speaking to people, and I believed in myself. I thought I loved it. And then I did it again in February. After I left United, United really kindly gifted me a ticket for a holiday and gifted me like some euros as well as a leaving present. And it was a nice treat to end like my journey at U92. And I went to Lisbon. Oh my days, Lisbon was so good. Millie helped me find the Airbnb. And I thought it was a hotel, it was an Airbnb. The first night I was scared. I was like, oh my days, I might just leave and book a hotel. I was thinking, should I just book a hotel? I stayed out, I was anxious. It was an Airbnb in my own apartment. I thought, I'm having a palpitation here. I am scared. Her slightest noise I heard, I'm like, oh my gosh, someone's coming in. But there wasn't. No one came in.
Someone's coming.
Yeah, I thought to myself, what I did was I put the table on the door. But oh my days, someone is coming in, but no one came in. And I thought, because sometimes when you've got Airbnbs, you feel like there's some cameras, hidden cameras, don't you? Yeah. Do you get like that?
I'm not that.
So I'm panicking, like, oh gosh, these hidden cameras watching me in the shower or something, but they didn't. And got to the Airbnb. I loved Lisbon. I even actually ran on the beach. I done 17k. And then afterwards, I treat myself, which is a bit bad. I treat myself to some donuts afterwards. That was a waste of a run.
Not really. You need to refuel after a run.
And then I went to some like nice chicken place. I explored places, and I walked a lot of places, and I feel like, in fact, yeah, I did. And then I thought, like, you just jump on the train, but you don't. You have to pay for it before you get on. I'm panicking. Oh my gosh! And the guy said it's okay, but I feel like I really found myself again, and I've really learned to. It's okay to be down. It's okay to have bad days, but I realized that having ADHD and bipolar tics, it's not the end of the world. Jump back onto bipolar actually. For my final year project, I did a radio documentary about what's it like to live with bipolar, and I felt like it's normal life to live. Like you got Tyson Fury, Frank Bruno, Demi Lovato, Mariah Carey, etc., who have like bipolar, who manage a really, really like good, successful life. And I feel like it's not the end of the world, because I see it on like, you hear it on the TV shows, or you hear like negative connotations. The weather's bipolar, or I'm a bit bipolar today, I'm a bit autistic today, and I realise it's not like that's not like how like so I'm in a burp TV plays out, or how the world is. And I feel like I found myself, and recently at U92's graduation this year, Gavin Evans spoke about what is happiness to him and happiness, and it made me reflect on what is happiness to me. And for me, what is happiness is just being myself, being here and doing things like this. I'm gonna ask you now, what is happiness to you?
Happiness to me, I enjoy the small things in life. So slow mornings, my peace, a few really good friends, my partner, my family.
Yes, like yeah.
That's all I
For
need,
me,
really.
like going out, I'm able to run, eating out sometimes.
See, I've been I'll write gratitude. I write a gratitude list every morning. Normally it's 5 things, but I could do so many. What's 5 things you're grateful for?
Phew, that's a hard. I think being here today, obviously, I think being able to like do things that make me happy. Going to places I love working at. See my niece and nephew. I feel like they're really like they are the most funniest people. Like 10 and 9, them to really make me laugh so much. And I think Isaac and Ayana are my like they genuinely make me smile so much. And like the FaceTime me on the iPad, and then sometimes like they tell me off actually. Sometimes they go, "Oh, Habs, come on, like you're not whining, you're just being a bit silly." And we have a laugh about it. And I feel like and just waking up and being positive that today I'm not anxious. Like I'm not anxious and running with like a group like 2 miles deep. Like oh yeah, they're really a sick group who really helped me. And I'm sure there's loads of different run groups out there in Manchester who support you and who's good for you. And I find this one much more good because it's smaller and it's perfect for me. It's not too overwhelming. And just having supportive family and friends who genuinely like believe in you, but having that small selection of people who you can call, like literally ring and say, I'm doing this, like, do you want to help me? And they say, yeah. But I'm not DIY, so I don't do DIY, guys. I'm not no DIY guy. If you ask me, do you need DIY help? I said, don't ask me. I'll be the T-boy.
The T-boy.
Yeah, I can't do DIY. DIY makes me go crazy.
So, question now to kind of wrap up that journey, that story, and we'll get onto that actually in a second.
It was just a heart update.
Is it a Garmin?
Yeah.
Is it the Forerunner 265?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it, how much was it, like 300 and something pounds?
No, I don't know what it was. 1.6. I don't know what it is. I'll show you afterwards.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. Maybe it's the Forerunner 55. I don't know. I'll cut this out. Anyway, looking back on kind of that journey, encapsulating your mental health story, if you like, what would you tell your younger self who was really struggling?
I'll tell my younger self, you know what, Abs, it will get easy, believe it or not. There'll be a tough ride ahead. There'll be a lot of setbacks. There will be many failures, many hospital trips, but life will find its way. You'll be happy. You'll be your authentic self, and you'll find people who really get you, but you won't care what other people think, and you will thrive. And one day you'll be a global icon in whatever. And Liv, one day you'll marry Liv. Liv, I'm joking. Put that in.
That's twice now, Liv. I don't know if
Liv's
he's
a
joking.
really good friend.
Yeah, no, it sounds like you've got some solid people.
Yeah, and I feel like having that younger version of myself. But I always say to my niece and nephew, like, whatever you want, you can do. Like, artists and I, like, you can make it in your 20s, you can make it in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Like, you can still make it whatever.
Are you being to them what you needed when you was in school?
Yeah, like, I am being that supportive ally. Like, they are both like ADHD and autism. I'm that supportive ally when I say, you've had a bad day. I'm like, listen, you're having a bad day. It's chill, cool. Like, we'll talk about it, ring it, write it down. And sometimes I get a bit frustrated, and I said, cool, let's just think about it. What went well, what didn't go well today. But they see me as more the fun side of things, where, oh, you're not serious, you're always fun, we love it. When they get told off, I'm like, forget that, boring, let's just do you. And I feel like, in fact, in school, they get like, if you're a bit naughty, you get put on pink, you don't get a treat. So I said to her, listen, you got a treat at home anyway. You don't need that. So I make it more fun and more lively. When I know they're upset, I just make it more fun and lively and like just enlighten them. I just love being around people. And I'll say to my younger self as well, Abs, you're gonna thrive. You're gonna be like buzzing. You be your authentic self, and you're gonna like just be the way you always want it to be, like you being you.
And what role does mental health play in your life now?
A lot, actually. So I do a lot of public speaking around like mental health and everything, and I think like it's always around me, and I try and like uplift people. I try and speak about it openly in a public platform or to my friends or someone, and every day it's like, I say not a battle, but every day can be most days can be good, some days can be challenging, And when it's challenging, I either go for a walk, speak to someone, or just write down what went well, write down why did I wake up upset, or why am I sad?
Stop. Please don't tell me you're watching without subscribing. Don't be that guy. Hit that subscribe button to show your support. Back to the episode. And when you're having them challenging days, can you kind of find comfort in leaning on all the stuff you've been through and you've made it through?
Yeah, I look back at my journey and say, you know what, Ab, this is just a setback. A little thing that's happened, you're going to come out of it. Tomorrow's a better day. Tomorrow might not happen. It may be like a week later, but you're always like good. And what I do is I like challenge myself and sign up to these things. Like now I want to do like high rocks, and I feel like I'm not the fittest guy, I'm not going to lie. And I try and do things that are out of my comfort zone to make me much more stronger and much more better, if that makes sense. And looking back, if I do have a bad day, like I overcome it. Like the other day, like my phone broke and I was like gutted. It's not the end of the world, but normally that Abs would have cried and like blamed everyone else around him. And when for example, with the ADHD medication shortage, I was panicking. All my days I was struggling, crying, and I was like, "This is only setback. Okay, like let's see how you can manage without it." And I had support, but it's about just overcoming obstacles and doing things that make you happy. And like watching a Netflix series can literally make me happy, or watching something can just cheer you up, or a walk, texting, music, poddy, messaging a mate, like anything for me is some sort of like support network, that makes sense, like some sort of therapy, like message someone, texting someone. But when you see people, I think like I see everyone like you don't know what anyone's going through, so I always try and speak to people will respect and never burn that bridge. I am waffling on, guys.
You're not, it's good.
I'm buzzing. I can talk all day. I like it, nice. But yeah, I'm actually so excited to be here. I'm actually buzzing. I feel like for me, we spoke on the phone a couple of weeks ago, innit? And it's like 9 a.m. and was it 8 or 9? It was 9 a.m.
It was early, yeah.
I was buzzing already. Hey, how are you? You all right? I wasn't like, it wasn't awkward.
Oh, no.
But I would have been awkward on the phone like a couple of years ago. And it's hard to believe like this person who loves talking, loves meeting people. I love having a laugh at people. So I'm just grateful for like meeting new people when I meet places, when I go places. For me, it's all about just being you and forget caring what everyone else thinks about you. Because if you care, if I cared now what everyone else thinks about me, I'll be down and I'll be upset and I'll be really like deflated and I won't be myself. And I feel like people are quick to judge you online or quick to like judge you in person until they get to know you. And I feel like for me, I say to people like I'm just always positive vibes and I don't know, I love having a wind up and having a laugh at every day. For me, I'm grateful for laughing and smiling and just waking up, but being here and I think I've been putting myself to smile, make people smile as well, make people smile, have a laugh with them. And I feel like sometimes those who are the happiest, sometimes me, the those who have been through the most heartbreak or downfall, really. Not that I've been through a heartbreak. Live, joke.
3 times.
We're just really, really good friends, and I feel like we're just good friends.
Friend zoned there. What would you say to someone who does care about what people think or is really anxious?
I would say to people that care about what people think is just live your life, because they're not living your life. They're going home. They're going sleeping. They may think about you, but they're not. You're more worried about what people think about you. Easier said than done. Go outside, smile, be your authentic self, because that's what people will realize that you're not being your authentic self. Stop caring what people think, because everyone's different. Like if everyone was the same, it'll be the most boringest place in the world. Like if everyone's a carbon copy of each other, life will be boring. Like we need characters. We need you to be your authentic self and let your true self shine. And what was the other question?
Just advice for anyone who's anxious and cares what people think.
And being anxious, like easier than like I get anxious sometimes. I walk into a room when I do a talk. I'm like, oh my days, they might not get me. But I say like treat life as a swan. Like no one can't see you're anxious. Like be a swan. Like swans look
panic underwater.
Yeah, swans look nice and like sweet and serene, but inside they're like. Try to be a swan. Like try and like not act, but be yourself. But show people how confident you are, and it's okay to be anxious. It's okay to show people you're anxious, but own that you're anxious and own that you're a bit worried, and life will come at you like in a positive way. And I say to people, like, just like be you. Like in fact, one person on TikTok who I follow is called Harrison. He is the most positive person on TikTok. He speaks about that, and he's someone to follow. He genuinely speaks about that. He says, in fact, I'll get his name off because actually it's called Harrison, but his TikTok name is he like lives in London or Plymouth or somewhere like that. There's some guy on TikTok, I'm not gonna lie, he's the most positive person ever. I've looked at his phone before. Harrison Davies, 2-3. He genuinely is the most positive person. He speaks about anxiety and caring what people think. And he's a really good person to follow because I actually come across his profile for running. But he speaks about like positivity and caring what people think and what if you didn't do that thing? What if you did? You'll always think about it. So do that thing. Follow him. He's genuinely a sick person. I don't know him personally, but I know him from like TikTok and like his content is sick. So check him out because he genuinely does help a lot of people out online. So that's one person I would say definitely. He's an inspiration to a lot of people. So follow him. He's definitely a sick guy. Sick as in good.
Who is one or maybe two people that you'd recommend to have on the podcast?
Oh my days. 2 people, okay. I think him, but he's in London. You can do it online. Harrison Davies. He may come down.
We only do it in person.
All right, in person. Harrison Davies, maybe. Okay. Seb Rendell. So Seb Rendell on like performing film. I think as well. Stephanie Sword Williams. Izzy Panton. So Izzy Panton is about the corporate agony aunt. And she's about like corporate world and how to become successful in your job and not caring what people think. And also Jess Southworth, actually, director of sales from Hotel Football. And her journey and story is incredibly sick. And probably Herman as well. Has he been on? No. Herman, yeah. I was going to say Herman. Herman from Maid Running. Yeah. Herman was sick. Do you agree?
Yeah, of course.
So Herman as well. Oh, Dan Wiltshire.
Dan's coming on.
All right.
No, yeah.
So Dan Wiltshire as well. Yeah. But yeah, that's all, guys. A lot of people. My question for you is, what made you get into nutrition and health, and how has it helped you? How has it helped you to this day?
It's funny you ask because I do want to tell my story, but I'd need a whole podcast episode to do it.
I think you should. I think like it'd be nice to hear the whole like journey. The world's your oyster, and now you're smashing it. And I feel like how much like you've grown and smashed it. And I think I said when I walked in, I was very excited. I said, "Oh my days! I can't believe it. I actually thought you had a team behind you and everything." And it's so like refreshing to see like you actually like committed, doing it, editing it. And I know like it can take some like time and like effort, but you're very committed to it. And I feel like I see this being the #1 podcast in Manny, in the UK.
Go on, in the world.
In the world. So better than what's the other one? Diversity. You'll be better than that.
Yeah.
I think you're very good. You're very authentic self, and I feel like you're being yourself. You're not hiding. You're not being like this host who's like acting with you. You're being authentic. You're making me feel comfortable. Where I know your vibes are comfortable. You're making me feel comfortable. You're making me not on edge, and you're making me be my normal self. I'm so like buzzing to be here. I'm actually buzzing. I'm going on a run soon.
That's really important to me. That people, not even in this space, like even if I'm just around people in generally, like. That's the biggest compliment I can get off someone if they say, I feel safe around you, I feel like I can be myself around you. Like, there's no compliment bigger than...
On the phone, like, I was like, oh, it's like chatting to someone that I knew for years, like chatting to you normally. Because sometimes when you ring someone new, you don't know what the vibe is. You know, I'm like, hey, how are you? All right, I was buzzing to chat to you. But sometimes you don't really know. You get an essence of someone over the phone with how they talk and how they feel. I'm out. And no, he's actually, guys, he's got no ill intentions, no bad intentions. And then, yeah, I kept in touch with you, obviously. And then I messaged you, and then still... I'm still going to keep in touch with you. Hopefully we're going to run one day. And it's sick. But no, thank you for having me.
No, and a part 2 very soon. Before we wrap up though, where can people find you and follow you?
Oh my days, just find me at abs, ABZ, and then underscore, but the last one on the floor. Not on the floor, what is it? So abs, Abby, ABZ, and then underscore. The bottom one, not the dash one. It's underscore, yeah.
Is that on Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram. And then...
Any other platforms you want to
TikTok
plug?
What is TikTok? Just the same. Is TikTok the same? Yeah, TikTok is. Basically, TikTok is ITSABZZY, but TikTok just my running stuff. You don't want to see that. If you do, you can.
You do. Follow.
But no, thanks, guys. I'm as buzzing to be here. Hopefully, like, coming on again.
Yeah, again, I just want to say thank you for coming down and thank you for being authentic. I know you've been on this journey where you've kind of... for a big proportion of your life not felt like you can be authentic, and people will celebrate the authentic you. So keep doing it.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Cheers, thanks for that, guys. I'm buzzing to be here. I want to go on it again.
Part 2 coming soon.
Soon, maybe after the Manchester Marathon next year, or after the October half.
Can people donate to that, by the way? You
No, I'm doing it. But basically, guys, not this year, because I voted to charity. So not this year. You can donate to my Australia trip if you want.
Australia?
Yeah, I'm going to Australia for a month because Liv is leaving. So Liv, my friend, is leaving in September to Australia. So I'm going in March this year. So I might do a goal for me, actually. So you want to... No, I won't do it, really. But yeah, I'm going to see Liv in March.
Is that where you're going to propose?
I proposed at the London Marathon. I proposed in Albert Schloss. But no, she's a really, really good friend. And I think I can joke with that friend. That makes sense. I can have a laugh with her and everything. And I text her and I just said, Liv, will you marry me? And she goes, no. Inappropriate. But no, she's a really good friend.
On that note,
Bye, guys.
thank you for tuning in.